Welcome to the Crypto Market Minute. I'm Doug. Let's get to the charts.
All right, as we can see, this is looking good. Buyers are stepping up. We're not having huge volume, but things are looking good. Let's switch over to a weekly chart and we can maybe get a little better view of this. Now we can see Bitcoin on the weekly chart here. Let's draw in some support lines here around this consolidation that we were talking about earlier, and things will be a little bit clearer. Now with this support area drawn in here, you can see things a little bit more clearly now. If you'll remember, we had talked a long while ago, because this consolidation area has been going on here for a couple of months. We had talked about this area, little area of overlap here acting as a support area, and that, you know, we didn't know at the time when this thing fell down here whether or not this would hold, but this looked like the first area of support. If this didn't hold, we expected it to go down here into this area. But as you can see, we had this drive down into this support area. It bounced off of it. It came back down into it again, and so far that has continued to hold, and we're getting some nice green candles here with some bottoming tails every time it went down into this area. Well, that's not surprising, because areas of support tend to act like that. Now, if this thing continues to move on up, then, you know, everybody can go back in retrospect and say, well, that's a W pattern. This thing, you know, it came down into the double bottom here. So it came and hit and bounced up and tested it again, setting in a higher low. And now it bounced off of that and moved on up. The key, as you can see, has been to do that in real time. And we have, I think, done a fairly good job of identifying those issues, showing whether or not things continue to hold based on behaviors. When you zoom out here to the larger area, and I've said this before, I think people in retrospect are going to see that, hey, this is where I should have been buying all along. We have said that. I have personally been buying in my own account down here in these areas. So we expect that at some point here that this is going to break, and then it will be proven that this was a W bottom. Of course, anything can happen at any time, right? And I mean, we could start a nuclear war with Russia and all of a sudden this thing the bottom falls out. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but technically looking at this looks like the buy area here. This looks like an area that this support here has held. The proof of that, of course, is going to be if we can come up here and we have to break this previous pivot. So if we come in and break this pivot here, then I will have said that, yeah, this looks like a W bottom. But it's a one thing to do it in retrospect. It's another thing to do it live. We've been talking about these things every single day. I have said on multiple occasions that I felt like this was a buy area, a place where you should be accumulating, and we've been doing that in our own accounts. But you've got to make your own plan and follow your own rules about how you handle your own trades. But right now, things are looking pretty good. We'll see if they continue to do that. But right now, I would say the next area of focus is going to be this pivot here, you know, in the 25, 26 area. If we can break through that, then I would say that, you know, that's beginning to look like our trend has changed from a downtrend back into something a little more neutral to a little more bullish.
Well, that's all for this morning. As always, remember to like and subscribe. And of course, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below and we'll get back with you as soon as we can. We'll see you back here on The Grasp.